Get ready to raise the dead. On this edition, we're resurrecting Terror on Tour, director Don Edmonds' low-budget prototype for metalsploitation, a subgenre of horror that played on societal fears regarding the potential corrupting influence of 1980s heavy metal music. This one revolves around a band of painted rockers called the Clowns. They're a not-so-thinly veiled pastiche of 70s superstars Kiss, but not so close that Gene Simmons sent a cease and desist letter. The Clowns are an up-and-coming rock band with a hot album and a violent stage show depicting the murder and mock dismemberment of nubile young girls. In a case of life imitating art, a psycho dressed as one of the Clowns starts offing loose women in their traveling circus of sex, drugs, and rock and roll. With identical costumes and makeup concealing their identities, it's easy for the killer to hide in plain sight, and the band members become suspects as the police believe they've grown tired of playing make-believe and have taken their killer act off stage. There are several red herrings, but Shy Roadie Herb is the obvious focus. Withdrawn and sexually frustrated, he dresses up as a band member to pick up chicks at their backstage parties. After a particularly wild night results in 3 murders, the police send in an army of undercover cops to surveil the group's next show. The killer, however, continues his deadly spree in the shadows until good old Herb discovers the bodies and the murderer's identity. It seems someone else has been playing dress-up. Spoiler alert, it's their manager Tim. Herb came across the letter in Tim's briefcase that details a strict religious background in conflict with the hedonistic nature of his livelihood. Apparently, he snapped. Tim makes a silly "I had to do it" speech that explains he is ridding the world of whores unfit to be mothers or some nonsense before running after Herb. The chase ends on stage as the horrified band watches Tim murder Herb in front of a cheering crowd. Tim screams at the audience to stop, with the film concluding in freeze frame before the end credits. Shot on a minuscule budget in just 7 days, Terror on Tour isn't good. There's no characterization, the dialogue's cliched, and the story's little more than a loose assembly of set pieces, band performances, and gratuitous nudity. It's not surprising that it's the only IMDb credit for writer Del Lekas. It's glaringly bad, but not without some merit. The film is notable for featuring the debut of Larry Thomas as the unhinged Tim. Better known as the soup Nazi from the popular Seinfeld series, Thomas took the role while honing his craft in college theater, and his self-admitted lack of experience shows in a performance he tried to bury for years. The Clowns were played by an actual rock band from Rockford, Illinois known as The Names. For the music in the film, The Names adopted a harder edge for their sound, which contrasted with the power pop featured on the group's 1977 single, Why Can't It Be? Fans of the Clowns should check out The Names' 1979 song It's a Miracle, which lead singer and guitarist Dave Galuzzo posted on YouTube. He's still making music today and his work's worth checking out. Sadly, metalsploitation isn't Edmonds' exploitation forte. He's better known for Nazi-sploitation, specifically 2 films featuring Diane Thorne as the buxom prison camp commandant Ilsa. Despite its faults, and there are many, Terror on Tour features some impressive imagery and remains notable for launching a subgenre that would eventually be popularized by better films such as Rocktober Blood and Trick or Treat. It remains out of print on home video following an initial VHS release in 1983 and is currently unavailable for commercial streaming. Perhaps Seinfeld soup Nazi fans should lobby to get Terror on Tour re-released for public consumption. Until then, you'll have to seek out bootleg transfers of the metalsploitation template. Because if you don't, it'll be no soup for you. Like these films? Hit subscribe and turn on notifications for future episodes.